Hello, my name is Brock Barnes. I'm a student teacher at Millikan University, and here is my informal video on the lesson and unit plan that I was supposed to be teaching at my corresponding school. My unit plan is basketball, and the lesson that I was going to be recording was dribbling with the 8th grade class there at my corresponding school. The central focus of my lesson is students will be able to perform the basic skills of dribbling, shooting, and passing in the game of basketball. The reason why I chose this activity was because basketball is very big at my school. They recently just got out of basketball and they did really well in the regional conference, as well as it seems to be the most interesting subject to the students. Some common errors and misunderstandings anticipated. Some anticipated common errors that I expect are that students will shoot with two hands and will dribble with both hands and will not be able to maintain control of the basketball while going through the cones, as well as improper ball height when dribbling the basketball. Some common core standards: demonstrate control when performing combinations and sequences in locomotor and non-locomotor and manipulative skills. I lost my place. Apply rules and safety procedures in physical activities. The psychomotor lesson objectives or goals of my lesson is students will be able to perform the sports skill of basketball and dribbling. Effective is students will be sure to follow the rules and safety guidelines of the classroom and the rules of the task that has been given to them. Cognitive students will be able to demonstrate their understanding of the content by answering an exit slip that will be due at the end of the lesson, as well as a unit test. This lesson was going to be my end of my unit plan. They were going to be ultimately assessed on a test that I would have been giving them vocab, coaching cues, and other content of the sport of basketball that would be on the test, and they would have been given a study guide for the test. The theoretical framework of my lesson plan is John Dewey's theory of pragmatism, which is the belief and knowledge that must be experienced. So basically, by doing things, physically doing them, hands-on learning is what John Dewey believed in, and that's the way I think, in my professional opinion, that PE should be ran, by doing more. Beginning of the lesson, students will go to their assigned seats where I will take attendance and lunch duty. That is something that is required of me at my school. Once I am done with that, the students will be giving 15 wall touches, which is where they run from one side of the gym to the other. Down and back is considered one. After that, I will have the students come back together around me, where I will hand them out another piece of paper with the coaching cues and vocab list that we will be going over for this dribbling lesson. Middle of the lesson, students will, after the introduction, will go to the out of bounds line, where I will have 2 stations of cones that will run from one end to the other, and students will perform dribbling moves. They will first start out with just dribbling with their right hand, weaving in and out of the cones like a snake, and then they will then go back and do the same thing with their dominant hand, and then we will switch to their left. Then we will switch to doing crossover moves. We will switch to doing behind the back, between the legs, whatever the students feel comfortable with. They will be giving the chance to express that, weaving in and out of the cones. And then at the end, we will do a competition. End of the lesson, the competition is dribble knockout. Students will be able to maintain control while other students are dribbling a basketball as well, trying to swipe at theirs. So it's basically like knockout, shooting a basketball, except in this one, you're maintaining your dribble and the other student is trying to knock the dribble away, have you lose control of it. Students will then keep track of how many times that they lose their dribble for a personal goal or a personal record that allows them to be able to see how well they did, and then the next time we teach the lesson, they will be able to redemonstrate that. For the last 10 minutes of the class, students will put the balls up and they will come and take the test. The unit test is based on the entire unit that we'll be going over, which is passing, shooting, and dribbling and basketball, as well as some rules and coaching cues. when teaching the sport of basketball. Some language function of my lesson plan is students will be able to perform the sports skill of dribbling in sport of basketball. Students will be able to demonstrate their ability of dribbling a basketball while maintaining control of it. Some vocabulary: double dribble, which is an illegal dribble that occurs when a player dribbles with both hands simultaneously or stops the dribble by holding the ball and then going back to the dribble. A crossover, a basketball maneuver in which a player dribbling a basketball switches from one hand to the next. In the lesson, we will be using discourse. The instructor will be describing and demonstrating the proper way to dribble a basketball and perform the different variations of dribbling. Students will then answer the exit slip of the proper way of dribbling and the different dribble moves. I think discourse works best for this lesson. That way I can really focus on the coaching cues, keeping the ball below your hip, pushing with your fingertips, not the palm of your hand, maintaining control when switching hands or when making sudden cuts different directions. Some language supports that will be used is the vocab sheet, the coaching cues sheet, the study guide for the unit exam. These, I believe, will help them better understand what we will be going over, as well as it will give them the opportunity to be able to look up what we're going over. If they have questions, also be able to write down notes or mark the sheet where they may have a question, they can come to me and I can answer it. My assessments for the lesson, I will be going around and marking down a checklist or my rubric that I have set for this lesson that allows me to see how each student is doing, as well as I will be able to give constructive feedback if need be. My formal assessment is the exit slip, as well as the unit test that is at the end of this lesson that allows students to be able to tell me what they have learned, as well as be able to reiterate it on paper. Some differentiation and accommodations for IEP 504s or other students. There are no students in my class with IEP or 504s. There are some in the younger classes. Tier 1, but if there were in my class, Tier 1 teacher will demonstrate the skill of passing along with an explanation and a handout of cues to the proper mechanics of performing the pass. The teacher will assess students' capabilities to perform the skills, monitoring independent practice with partner while performing the skill. Tier 2, students who are still struggling, the teacher will bring them in and give further explanation and proper mechanics through step-by-step demonstration and activity being performed. So I will basically bring them in and explain it, break it down step by step, allowing them to create a better understanding of what is going on and what it is I am trying to get across to them in the best way that they learn. Tier 3 is one-on-one student instruction on the skills that students are struggling with, as well as an instructional video demonstrations and visuals will be provided. I will have those printed off, and if a student is in need of more visual or more video, maybe it's me that they're not able to learn from, that I can be able to create that learning environment for them. The reason why I have this is with accommodations in place, students will be able to reach their cognitive, affective, and psychomotor goals without being left out of the lesson. I want everyone to learn on their own pace, as well as I want to make sure that every student has the capability of learning what they want to learn, and as long as they are giving me participation, that is what I mostly care about. Some materials, resources, and technology tools for the lesson. I will be using paper for the test, as well as an exit slip, enough basketballs for the number of students in the classroom. If not, that is okay. And cones for the obstacle course. So that is my lesson. I'm very upset that I wasn't able to teach it, but that is okay. I will have next year to do it. My name is Brock Barnes. Again, I'm a Millikan student at Millikan University. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you.